Chris, what are you seeing going on right now?
Well, Amy, this has been one of the more active scenes that we've seen throughout the morning here as we've been traveling around Sumner County. We've got a number of helicopters. It appears as though the swiftwater rescue teams have just managed to get that person, that gentleman, out away from his Jeep. They were going to try to get the boats in there. They decided that was too dangerous because of how quickly the water is moving. So instead what they did was they brought their helicopter in and they actually picked up that person from their Jeep. We were actually they've been kind of stationing themselves on the other part of the neighborhood here. We're going to see, I think they're going to land over there. Bud, you want to try to get over there? Yeah. Basically, we were talking to one of the commanders, and they were saying that they were trying to put one of their boats in the water. That just wasn't going to work. So instead, what they decided to do was maneuver the helicopter up and get over to this gentleman. You can see that they've actually just landed right now with this person who was stuck in the car. We were talking to some drivers who were on this section of the road earlier, and they said it just came up incredibly fast. A couple of folks we were talking to said they know how dangerous water can be when it's rising across the roadway, and it just didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. But all of a sudden, this wall of water just came towards us. This is probably the most fortunate person of the day that we've seen here today. Managed to get away from his car there thanks to these swiftwater rescue personnel. They threw him a life jacket. They threw him a lifeline, quite literally. Managed to get the helicopter over there to him. This is what these guys train for pretty much year-round, and they hope that they never have to use this training. But we're clearly ready for it today when all this water started coming into Sumner County here. We are on basically Lower Station Camp Road, if you're familiar with Gallatin at all, right? Kind of near Station Camp High School. We're just kind of hugging to the north of Station Camp High School. I'm not sure who this guy is or what happened to him or where he was coming from, where he was trying to go, but clearly he wasn't able to get there because of these floodwaters today. A lot of folks from the neighborhood here kind of watching on in disbelief and amazement too. I mean, this has been a pretty scary situation that we've seen play out here for the last couple of minutes. A really nice homeowner here is asking this gentleman if he needs some water. I don't know, maybe he might talk to us here. I'm not sure how shaken up he is. All right. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're okay? What happened?
The carburetor messed up on the Jeep. There was only about 4 inches of water when I got down there. So I was working on it, trying to push it back this way. And the water just kept on coming in and in and in and in. So,
did you have any idea how fast it was going to rise?
No, I had no idea. I mean, it wasn't a big deal or anything. I tried to get to high water and just sit it out. I was going to sit it out, see if I could drive through it once it was done, but it kept on going up to my waist, so I just sat tight.
How close was the water to your truck over there?
It was up to the top. I mean, it was right where the rails are, so it was going through it fine. My carburetor messed up.
So we saw these guys land the helicopter once and then come back a second time. Explain to us, what did they say to you the first time when they got over there? What was the conversation like?
Well, I was just asking them how fast it was going down. Asked them if it was going to be possible to drive out. I was just going to sit it out. I mean, it didn't bother me, but they told me not to go nowhere, not try to go anywhere.
Explain what happened once they landed the helicopter the second time there. I saw them throw a life jacket. What was going on?
They threw a life jacket over there to me and pulled me across and strapped me in and took me away.
You seem pretty nonchalant about the whole thing.
Yeah, man, it's just water. It ain't a big deal.
What year is the Jeep?
75.
The Wrangler?
Yeah.
You work on it a lot yourself?
CJ5, yeah, project.
Is it? It's not covered in water though.
No,
just the carburetor's done.
No,
so you're going to try to get back to it after this.
Oh, it started right up. I got it cleaned out when I was sitting there. I worked on it and got it started again. So.
Where are you from?
White House.
White House. And what's your name?
Charles Penny.
Okay, and where were we headed to? What was going on when this all kind of happened?
I was heading back home.
Back home from where?
Yeah, one of my buddies over here. We've been on the lake all day yesterday.
That's ironic.
Yeah,
You've been on the lake all day. You're fine.
Yep.
You get in your car.
Hey, man, I'm not scared of water.
And you're on another lake.
Right.
Talk to us. I mean, look at the road back. You can't even see the road right now.
When I came by, there was nothing. I mean, there was no water. There was no nothing. It was completely clear. And I got all the way up there, and I could see where Long Hollow was. I mean, I was just right around the corner when it died, and I had to push it all the way back here, so it was halfway dry. So
I mean, it wasn't your intent to get stuck in the water here.
No, I mean, it was only this deep whenever it got stalled out, and You know, I was up to my ankles in water working on the carburetor, and then it just wouldn't start up and kept on coming back in.
So firsthand from someone who's experienced this morning, what would your advice be to other folks who are maybe driving around the county, think it's okay because the sun's out?
Yeah, don't take the water. Take it seriously. Be careful. Don't think you can go through it because it might be deeper than I expect. It comes quick.
I mean, we've just kind of been wandering around. It's really remarkable how kind of deceiving this whole situation has been. I mean, it hasn't rained since probably, I don't know, 9 o'clock or so. It's been quite a little while since we've seen the rain out here. And then all of a sudden, what time was it that you think you got stuck?
Probably about 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago?
Hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
You were over there for an hour and a half, you were stuck?
Yeah, I was working on it and pushing it back.
As we're just kind of watching some of these swift water crews, they've been very incredibly busy. We're going to let you go here, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're okay. Thank you, and hopefully get the Jeep back soon.
Yeah, I'll get it. That's good.
So there you go, guys. What has been kind of a really great resolution to what was a really serious situation for the better part of the last hour and a half. These fine men and women from the Sumner County Rescue Squad here, Special Operations, have been working feverishly throughout the morning here trying to respond to some of these situations. It is hot. I don't know if you can tell on our faces out here. I mean, we are sweating. It's just such a marked difference from the way things were earlier. I don't know if, Buddy, we maybe want to just walk over here a little bit. This is usually just a creek out here. The road, you can barely see the road that is Station Camp Road behind the high school. A lot of folks coming out here just kind of try and survey the situation. And this, it kind of seemed as though things were dying down, but clearly this is still a very active situation, as we've seen a lot of the helicopters from THP and some of the other crews that have been kind of maneuvering around the county, checking on folks. Some of the sheriff's deputies from Sumner County have been going door to door, trying to make sure folks who are stuck in their home are okay. And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But again, a really peaceful and actually, I mean, just a great resolution to what was a really serious situation. A gentleman who was stuck in his car there for the better part of the last hour and a half. And these swiftwater rescue crews were going to try to go at it with one of their boats, decided that the current here, it was just too dangerous for them. So you can imagine what it's like if people are trying to drive across this water when these swiftwater crews are saying that it's too dangerous for them. Just make sure, folks, if you're trying to come out here and look at what's going on, stay home, first of all. If you are out here, just turn around. Don't go in this water. It's just not a smart idea. Fortunately, this gentleman is okay, to the help or to the praise of that helicopter and some of these guys from the swift water crews. We are going to kind of gather our thoughts out here as we've watched this situation unfold for the last few minutes. We're going to send it back to Amy and Vicky, who are in the studio monitoring other situations that are happening around the county.